my channel. Today I'm going to be making seafood mac and cheese. I had a family member that had been bugging me to make this seafood mac and cheese. Shout out Aunt Katie, how you doing? So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make seafood mac and cheese. Oh, it's so good. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Even leave a comment. Let me know when you made it, if you made it. How was it? Did your family love it? You know? So, follow me. So, for this dish, you're going to need 1 box of elbow macaroni, 1 stick of butter. I have 2 different type of cheddar cheese. I have regular cheddar cheese and extra sharp cheddar cheese, as well as gouda cheese and pepper jack cheese and mozzarella. I also have a pound of shrimp. These are the medium size. I deveined them and cleaned it. I have a lobster tail that I briefly cooked, took it out the shell, and I also have a little more than a pound, well, between a pound and a half a pound of lump crab meat. You're gonna need 1 quart of half and half. And that's gonna, that's for the thicken agent. And you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of onion, 2 tablespoons of garlic, and I have fresh parsley and oregano. So this is what you're gonna need for this good old seafood mac and cheese. So what you're gonna do, you're going to boil you some water with oil and salt because you don't want your pasta to stick. And you're going to put your pasta in here and let this cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. You don't want it too soft because you're going to also bake it. And if you make it too soft as well as bake it, it's going to be mushy. That's not what you want. So what you're going to do is put some oil, as you see as I did. Put some oil as well as some salt in your water and let this boil, and you're going to put your pasta in there and let it cook for 6 to 10 minutes. Now in a saucepan, I'm going to heat up 1 tablespoon of butter because I'm going to saute my shrimp down. I like to cook them before I actually put it inside the mac and cheese. So once your butter is melted, you're going to put your shrimp inside the butter. I like total seasoning, so I always season my shrimp with total seasoning. I love it. And you want to just cook these until they're nice and pink. Once they're pink, then you can actually set them to the side and wait for your pasta and everything else to get done, so you can incorporate everything with it. But we're just gonna let this cook until this gets nice and pink. Now as you can see, this is done. This is how you want it to look. Orangey, pinkish, whatever that color is. This is how you want it to look. It smells so good. I wish you guys can actually smell this. This smells delicious. So I'm going to turn this off. We're going to set this to the side. Now we're going to deal with the pasta. So now that your water is boiling, you want to put your macaroni inside. You want to stir it a little bit because you don't want it to stick. Even though you put oil in there, you still don't want it to stick. So just give it a nice stir. And you can also test this at like 10 plus minutes. Test it, test the firmness, because you don't want this to be too soft. Like I said earlier, you're going to put it in the oven and bake it, and you don't want it to be mushy. So you want it to have a nice consistency. So like 10 minutes, 10 plus minutes, you can also take it out, test it, and see, because every pasta is different. Some pasta cooks faster than others. So in like 10 minutes, I'll come back and I'll test to see if this is the way I want it. So as you guys can see, it has doubled in size. It has been like 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is take one and test it. Be careful because it's very hot. See, that's the consistency. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to turn this off. So now that your pasta is done, what you're going to do, you're going to blanch it because you don't want it to continue to cook. So you're going to run cold water on it to stop the cooking process. After you run the cold water on it, you're going to strain it. There we go. Having a little trouble there. Okay. So now we're going to use a little olive oil, and I put 2 tablespoons of butter in this olive oil. And we're going to let this thing get nice and melted. Once that butter melts, this is where we want to add our 2 tablespoons of onion. Also our 2 tablespoons of garlic. And we're going to cook this down. One thing you don't want to do, you don't want this to burn, so make sure that you keep an eye on it. You want it to saute down and to cook some, yes, because you want the flavors to come out of this, but what you don't want is for it to burn. Okay? So we're going to let this cook down a little bit. But just be mindful and keep an eye on it because you do not want the garlic to burn or the onions to burn. So after like 2 minutes of this cooking down, you just want it to get soft. You want to add a little salt and pepper. Salt and pepper to taste. Me, I don't really use a lot of salt. So it's up to you depending on how much salt you want to use and how much pepper you want to use. But use salt to your taste. But this is where you want to actually add your salt and your pepper. And continue to saute. And now what you're going to do is add your 2 tablespoons of flour. This is what's going to make it really thick. This is what's going to make your roux. You see that? You see that consistency already? You want to make sure that you have a medium flame. You don't want to cook this on a high flame. So you're going to cook this for like 2 minutes as well because you want the flour taste, you know, to not be there. So you want to cook this down a little bit and constantly stir because you don't want this to stick. So now it has been cooking. As you can see, I changed to a whisk because when you add the rest of the stuff, you don't want it to stick. You don't want it to be lumpy. You want it to be nice and smooth. So at this point, after 2 to 3 minutes, what you're going to do, you're going to add the quart of half and half. You want to constantly stir it. To make sure that everything gets incorporated in it. So you want to make sure that you have a medium heat right now because you want this to thicken. You don't want it to thicken really fast, so you're not going to put your flame on high. You're going to put it on medium. And you just want this to thicken. So you're going to cook this for another 2 to 3 minutes. So now as you can see, look, it's starting to get thick. This is how you want it to be before you add in your cheeses. This sauce right here, you can pretty much use it for anything, not just mac and cheese. You can use it for if you want to do some kind of chicken dish, any other kind of dish, you can use this this sauce. So now you want to incorporate your cheeses. All the cheeses that you have, you want to sprinkle them in, and you want to melt these cheeses. This is why I switched to a whisk. Using a whisk helps it melt a lot better. We want to put all of this cheese in. Yes. We want all of this goodness in this sauce. We're also going to put our fresh herbs that we have. We're going to add that as well. And we're gonna melt and just let everything cook in. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Wow, look at this. Once your cheese has melted, you pretty much are halfway there. You're pretty much done. Look at this. It melted so fast. This looks delicious. Now what I like to do, everyone's different. I like to put my lobster in, so the taste and the flavors are in there, as well as my lump crab meat. I want to incorporate all of that in there. I'm also going to add the shrimp in. Some people don't do this. Some people put the shrimp in after. To each his own. I like to add all my ingredients in while this cheese is melting. Now look at this. This is how you want it to be. This is how you want your sauce. You want your sauce like this. The consistency. This is perfect. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my pasta. And remember, you guys, you want it to be cheesy, so you don't want to add too much pasta to it. Too little pasta. You just want to add the right amount. Okay? So let's incorporate this. Oh man, oh man. This looks so good. I can just imagine my Aunt Katie when she eat this. She always called me Desi Boo. She gonna be like, Desi Boo, this is so good. This looks good. I'm going to add some more pasta to this. Just a little more pasta. Now you want to make sure that it's all mixed in very well before you put it in the pan to bake it. Look at this. This, boy, I tell you, this looks good to me. This looks so good to me. Okay, so now it looks like it's all mixed in well. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to take this and you want to pour it into this pan. Be careful. Look at that. Wow. Okay. I'm going to smooth this out. And I also forgot to tell you guys, you want to leave some cheese over, because you want to put this on the top. Okay? So you're just going to sprinkle this bad boy on here. This looks so good. I love cheese. Like, I really, really like cheese. So, I make my nice layer on the top kind of thick. But you can do it however you want. And you're going to place this in the oven and let this bake until it's nice and brown. So now that you have baked it for 25 minutes, you want to take the foil off and bake it for another 5 minutes. But I'm going to let you guys see how it looks. So now this has been baking for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You want to take the foil off and you want to let it bake for another 5 minutes. Now look at this. This looks so, so good. Wow. I sprinkled some parsley on it for the finishing touch.